Good afternoon again, Watauga. Today is Friday, the 15th of May, 2020, and we have the second week of Reopen Watauga, or as the governor insists on calling it, Reopen Texas, under our belts. I see a lot more activity at all of our local businesses, which is a really good thing. Before we get too far into everything else, let's go over the latest numbers from Tarrant County Public Health Department. 4,266 total cases, 55 of them new, 120 deaths, but 1,467 recoveries. That's a significant increase in the number of recoveries from last week. Watauga's numbers, we now stand at 20 cases with 7 recoveries. And as I stated before, the rise in numbers is expected due to increased testing, but we also had an outbreak at a federal prison which has skewed the numbers slightly, but is no cause for alarm. Last Friday, we took our first step toward the new normal. The long-awaited and anticipated opening of barbershops, hair salons, and nail salons. Next week, gyms will have the option to reopen as well. As with all the businesses, they too have restrictions. The governor's publication called Open Texas gives very detailed guidance for individuals and specific types of businesses. Additionally, the CDC has issued modified guidelines. So for your own safety, I strongly suggest that you become familiar with all the relevant guidelines. Our other retail businesses and restaurants, well, they still remain at 25% occupancy. We are anticipating the governor increasing that to 50% sometime soon, but we do not have a definite date as of yet. As for the city, we did reopen our facilities to the public this week. City Hall, the Police Department, Public Works, and the Animal Shelter have all reopened. The library has begun their curbside checkout, and they're doing a great job with that. Our skate park has been reopened, as have our basketball courts and tennis courts. Playgrounds and exercise areas, though, they remain closed at this time. Our gym is currently scheduled to open on the 1st of June. Social distancing and masks are still required inside all facilities. Also on May 11th, we held our first workshop and city council meeting in chambers since the pandemic started, and it was open to the public. Due to the social distancing restrictions, seating was limited but was not an issue as we had very little turnout. For those that were unable to attend, their submitted questions or comments were read into the record under public testimony or public comment. This was the first meeting since the new electronic upgrade was installed, and it all went very well. Kudos to the IT department for a job well done. Also, on May 13th, we hosted our first virtual town hall video conference on the COVID-19 pandemic. It went very well, and we will be scheduling more of those in coming weeks that will be open to other topics. Feel free to email myself or the city manager with any specific items you would like to have addressed. As before, you will be required to register and submit your questions prior to the meeting. So register, get your questions in early, and we look forward to seeing or hearing from you then. Also, our Takeout Tuesday challenge has ended, so I want to thank all who have submitted their videos. Winners are being notified. Again, let me remind you that we are not out of the woods yet. Please continue to follow all the recommended guidelines on social distancing, masks, gloves, and hygiene, as well as any other restrictions our businesses may require. Please remember that although the guidelines only suggest masks and gloves, all businesses have the right to require them as they see fit. So please abide by their requests. In closing, I can't thank everybody enough for all the support and understanding. I want to thank our local businesses for following all the executive orders and not putting in Watauga in the headlines as some in our area have done. We do understand what this has done to your businesses, and we are doing everything in our power to assist you in any way that we can. So thank you again. And as we continue to move forward, please be aware that although some of you think you are indestructible and don't need a mask, there are those of us in the high-risk category. Please be considerate. Remember family, friends, and neighbors. It's what makes Watauga a great place to live. Thank you.